lovely colouring friends, my name's Amanda and this is my channel Amanda Colours, and this is my little friend Emerald, and she would like to say hello to all of my beautiful colouring friends. Don't forget you can also find me on Instagram over at Amanda Colours. I also co-host a Facebook group with my friend Megan from Disney Meg's Colouring, and that is called Colour With Us. I also have another Facebook group called Aussie Adult Colouring Buy Swap Sell, where anyone from Australia can join, and we buy, swap and sell colouring related items. And then I also have a website which I probably need to update because it's been a little while, amandacolours.com, where you can get all kinds of freebies and suggestions of products that I like to do with colouring and all that sort of thing. So before I start this video, I'm going to share my little fun fact, and that is that an elephant's trunk has the muscle strength of 60 human bodies. So that's pretty incredible. That's really strong. And I've always loved elephants, but that's just incredible. So there you go. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you my completed pages. So I'm actually filming this a little bit early. So there may be, I have a couple of days towards the end of the month still, so I may have a couple of pages that I finish or that I complete before the end of the month, but I will just include those in next month's completed pages. So let's get started with our slideshow. So here are all the pages I completed this month, and afterwards I will come back and share with you what I used on the pages and what hashtags, etc. they were for. So enjoy the slideshow. Okay, so first up, let's zoom you in. So as if you watch my channel often, you would be aware that I do quite a lot in this book each month. Disney Meg's Colouring and I, in our Facebook group, we have all kinds of prompts throughout the week for the members to, you know, spark some inspiration for colouring throughout the week. We have a general scavenger hunt prompt every week, and we also have a Disney scavenger hunt prompt every week, as well as other things. But for the Disney ones, I like to colour in this book. So I actually have a few to show you. So first up is Nemo. And in this book, I really like to use my Derwent Inktense pencils and other metallic pens, but I've actually used metallic watercolours on this one as well. And my white Arteza marker for some outlines and some highlights and things. Oh, and it looks like I've also used my Dragonfly glaze for the bubbles to give them some iridescent shine as well. I think he looks very cute. And then the next one is Mowgli. So again, I have used Inktense pencils, my white Arteza marker, and some metallic gel pens for some sparkly details. And I really like the combination of this particular purple and the bright green. I think it's really pretty. Then we also have Simba. And again, I have used some metallic watercolors on the leaves and in the ring around him and for the ladybugs. So that's a whole lot of fun. Then we have Bambi. And I feel like this might have been for a hashtag, but I can't think of what it was, and I forgot to bring my notes in with me. But there's some metallic bits on this one as well. Hopefully you can see that. Next we have Peter Pan, which was for Spicy Cat Colours hashtag Spicy Cat Disney, and the prompt that was randomly chosen was Peter Pan. And again, there's some metallic watercolor paint on that one. Then we also have Minnie Mouse. This one was a prompt in a previous month that I didn't actually get to, but we did also have a prompt for Mouse, so I used her for that. And again, the hearts and dots in the background are metallic, nice and shiny, and I think she's just adorable in pink. Then we have Mulan, and she was also a prompt in a previous month that I didn't get to, so I decided to go back and colour her. Again, Inktense pencils and some metallic watercolours. I think it turned out really pretty. I used a limited colour palette on that to make her lips and the lotus flower just really stand out. Then we have Eeyore, and he was a Disney prompt in the Facebook group this month. Again, some metallic pen on the bows and in the background. And he's not quite the right colours because I just chose what was closest in the Inktense pencils, but I think it turned out okay. We also have Stitch, and he was a prompt for, I think he might have been a prompt for Pixie's, Pixie Disney colouring this month. I can't quite remember. Sorry, I don't seem to be very organised, do I? But I think that's very cute as well. Is that it? No, there's still more. Wow. Oh, I caught up on Mushu. He was a previous month's prompt in the Facebook group. I was doing a lot of colouring with Inktense this month and a lot of colouring with Copic alcohol markers because my hands are still not really enjoying pencil colouring. And with the Inktense, because you activate them, you don't have to do as many layers and you don't have to do as much detail work. So I have found that that was working for me this month. And as you can see, there's more metallic watercolour in the background as well. And last but not least is Skyee. And yeah, he has some metallic as well. So I'm getting closer and closer to finishing this book. I mean, there are so many pages in here. I'm not even sure I'm actually halfway, but I feel like I have done a lot because I have also done all of the title pages for our Title Page Tuesday in the group, but I haven't done any of these ones at the back that have the lined paper. But yeah, there's still a lot to do in here. But yes, I feel like I am making progress, which is great. The second book is Enchanted Faces by Hannah Lynn, and this is a project book that Megan and I are working on together. And we actually decided to do 2 pages this month, and they ended up being consecutive pages, which wasn't really planned, but that's how it turned out. So Megan chose this one for fall in the US, and I tried to make it feel like fall, but also change it up a little bit. So I've added pinks in with the oranges, the orange color, the various orange colors, not oranges as in the fruit. And I have a couple of pumpkins, and I used a little bit of metallic pen on some bits on her eyes and the little apple on her cheek and the edges of her wings. I'm not sure if that is going to pick up. Hopefully it does. But yeah, I think it turned out really cute. I used my Copic markers and metallic gel pens, and this is Megan's beautiful page. She's done a great job and it feels very much like fall. And then the second page we did was this mermaid, because I was still in the mood for sea creatures and that sort of thing after my holiday to the Great Barrier Reef in August. So yeah, we did this page. Again, I used my Copic markers and various metallic gel pens. But that was a lot of fun, and I decided to do her purple, which I've not done before. So that was a bit interesting too. And this one is Megan's, and she did a beautiful job on this page as well. So we haven't chosen our pages for October, but we will very soon, I am sure. So next up, we're slowly getting bigger in our book size. Next up is Sea of Colours by Angela Gonzalez, and the page in here is for the ACC of Colours colour along that I run each month, and the page that we all coloured together was this one here, the heart-shaped coral. So yeah, I used my Inktense pencils again. I like using watercolour mediums in this book. And lots of different metallic gel pens for all the coral around the edge and some bits within the heart as well. So keep an eye out for my group Buddy Colour gallery video, which will be coming up at the beginning of October. And it will include everybody's pages from this colour along, as well as the others that I host. And that is all I did in this book this month. Next is a book that is one of my focus books for this year. In the Hatchet Heroes Disney Girl Power Pixel Magic book, I am on track to finishing this year, which is awesome. So I did a number of pages because, again, using acrylic paint markers was easier on my hands than the than pencils. So I did Madam Mim, and I think the colors are really fun on that one. I also did Merida and Eleanor from Brave. And I also did Milan, and I think this one turned out really pretty as well. So for these, I have used a mixture of Posca, Life of Colour, Tuli Art, and Artex acrylic paint markers. So I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. I only have 4 pages left, so I may even be able to get that done next month. Or I might do 2 and 2, but we'll see. So that's exciting to be getting closer to finishing that one. Then we have Johanna Basfords Ivy and the Inky Butterfly. And this originally started as a project booked with just Megan and myself. But there's now a whole bunch of people who colour the double page spread of the month with us. And yeah, so the spread that we did this month was this one, and I am so happy with how it turned out. So I was trying to find a way that I could get the page done while my hands were still not working. So this one I mainly colour with pencil. So what I actually saw online somewhere, someone had done this really pretty pastel rainbow background just on this section and just on this section. But I decided to take it to the whole background of Ivy's Daydream, and then I went over all the details with metallic gel pens, which I think turned out really, really cool. So it's really sparkly. It really feels like a daydream to me. And yeah, I'm really happy with it. I might zoom out just a little bit. I'm really, really happy with it. So I used a whole mix of pencils. And then I also used, for the ink that the butterfly is dropping, I actually added some extra drops. But that is the Sakura Black Glaze pen, which I have been using throughout the whole book for the drops of ink. So there we go, that's another month done. Next month we're doing this one, which shouldn't be too bad, I don't think. It's not too, that's gonna be a big one. But yes, I think it's gonna take us about 4 years to finish that book, I worked out. So this one is out of order, so I'm going to have to zoom in a bit. As you may know, again, if you've been around for a little while, I have really been enjoying following colouring tutorials lately. And I, through Be Cozy Colouring, I found the Dream in Colour. I'll have the link in the description. Tutorial for a page in Rita Berman's My Tour Through Asia, My Journey Through Asia, I think it is actually, for this page. So again, it's using Inktense pencils. So for me, that was perfect. And it was so fun to follow the tutorial. And it uses Inktense pencils, my white Arteza marker. I used Sakura Stardust to go over the streams of water lines, and then bits of stickles as well on the fish to make them really sparkly and just add that extra bit of detail. And I'm so happy with it. And I've decided to start this page with the same colors. So as you can see, I have started, but I am hoping to finish it later today, but I wanted to get this video made. So hopefully you will see that in next month's completed pages. Then I have a whip that I have completed. So I coloured the page in A Million Magical Creatures by Lulu Mayo in a video where I was showing you how I colour rainbow hair, and I'll do a link to that video up in the iCards. And that was this page, and I finished it up. And this was with pencil, and I did manage to get it done. It's probably not as neat as I could have done it if my hands weren't hurting, and it took me a number of days to get it done, but I did get it done. And I used my Artex pencils, some distress inks in the background, and then various stickles for the snowflakes and the stars and details on the unicorn as well. Hopefully you can see those shining away there. So it's nice to get that whip completed. I do have a couple of others floating around, which I would like to get done. So now we're on to some bigger books. I actually still got quite a lot of colouring done this month, because I did a lot of alcohol marker colouring, and I really enjoy colouring that way anyway. So yeah. So I did the title page in Camellia Angel Cover's 50 space themed miniatures, and this was for title page Tuesday on the Facebook group, and I used my Copic markers and various metallic watercolor paints to add that sparkle, and I also flicked some to add some extra little stars or moon dust or space dust, I guess it would be. I hope that's picking up because it's really shiny and really pretty. So yes, that one. And then in 50 woodland miniatures, this was for another, this was a general prompt in our Facebook group, which was mushroom or mushrooms. So I did these little mushrooms with the tree holding the flowers. And this is all Copic marker and my white Arteza pen as well. Very cute. Then I got back into colouring my mandalas based on the colour cube palettes. So I have Sarah Renee Clark's colour cubes, and I decided that with this book I was going to start at mandala number 1 and colour palette number 1 from the cubes, and colour the mandalas according to the colours on the colour cubes. So I started a while ago, but I got back into it this month, again because I was enjoying Copic marker colouring. So this is palette number 15. I also added in some white to the palette to just kind of give it some pops of, because I feel like it would have been really quite dull without the white, so I left some white space as well. And then this is number 16. Then we have number 17. This one I have added some yellow metallic, what's it called? Gel pen. Is that it? No. Then we also have number 18, and I really like this one. The combination of colours is quite unusual, but it turned out quite pretty. So that one doesn't have any metallic, and yeah, that's all I have done. So that was fun, just to do some mandala colouring. Really simple, don't have to think about it too much. Then we have Matchstick Mouse Floral, and this is one of my focus on books that I haven't really done a very good job focusing on, really. So this is by Morgan O'Brien, but I coloured this page here, and I think she turned out really cute. I just love Matchstick Mouse. Again, my Copic markers and some my white Arteza pen, and some glaze pen on the various glass areas, her eyes and her nose. So that gives some shine there as well. So I have quite a few still to do in here. So that won't get finished this year, but it has been a focus book. Then we have The Way Home, also by Morgan O'Brien. I have been colouring this along with quite a few other people for Johanna's hashtag Grogu in 2022, which continued throughout this year. And I also combine her Morgan O Colour Challenge for the page that I do as well. And that is where she chooses a colour, and you can use that colour on any Morgan O'Brien page. And the page that she chose for Grogu in 2022 this month was this one, and the colour she chose was yellow. So as you can see, I've used yellow. So I used my Copic markers, and then I also used a blue glaze pen for the headgear and the reins, and then I also used a clear glaze on the beak, the talons, the tongue, the eye, and Grogu's eyes. Oh, and the little spots on his skin. So I don't know if that's picking up. Maybe there. There we go. So that was fun. And then because I would like to try and get some more pages done in this book, I also completed this one. And again, as you can see, I used a fairly limited colour palette for no particular reason. I just decided to. So again, I used my Copic markers, my Arteza white pen. I used some pink 3D pearls on the center of the flowers. And I also used some stickles on the eggs and as some particles in the air. So hopefully you can see the different textures and the sparkle there. So that was another fun page to complete. Then my beautiful friend Megan from Disney Megs Colouring has an ABC colour challenge every month where she chooses a letter of the alphabet and encourages us to colour using that letter as either the author, the subject of the page, the mediums we use, the name of the book, anything like that. So I've decided I'm going to use this book for her challenges every month because she's near the end of the alphabet, but she will be going back through and doing it again, which is awesome. And I haven't marked the page. But her letter for September was U. So I did this page, and I've decided that I'm going to name each of the girls in the pages based on the letter. So this little girl is Una. And I used my Copic markers, and that's it. I don't think I even used any white for highlights. So super simple colouring, but I think it turned out really pretty. Then we have 50 Jungle Miniatures, and this was for another Title Page Tuesday. By Camellia Angel Cover. And I did this here. Again, Copic markers, white Arteza marker, and black Sakura glaze for the bits of metal on the door. And that's it. So again, just a really simple page. But I always feel really good when I get title pages and information pages and nameplate pages, all that sort of thing done, because they're not the pages that we usually think of, and it feels like an accomplishment to get them done. And I know that once I've coloured all the pages in the book, I don't have to then go back and do those. Wow, I really did colour a lot. So, this is Adorable Girls by Rita Prince, as you may have worked out. If you've been around for a little while, this is one of my favourite books right now. And I use a page out of here for Nirma Coloring's prompt every month, which this month was blonde with pink lipstick, something like that. So I did this one here, and I chose to go for a bit of a pinky tinged blonde rather than a bright yellow blonde. And yeah, I gave her a bit of pink around her eyes and pink lipstick to complement that for the tag, I used my Copic markers, and hopefully you can see the clear glaze shining there on her lips, her necklace, her eyes, and her earring. So that was a lot of fun. Made me think of Barbie. Then I also took part in Pixie Project's newest book, Buddy Colour, which is in Cozy Spaces. And the page that Pixie chose was this one here, and I actually followed another tutorial for this one. So the tutorial was by Kit and Clouder. They are paid tutorials, so you can find them all over on her website, which I'll try and remember to link to. But this is all done with alcohol markers, and I'm really pleased with how it came out. I learnt some new techniques. I'm really happy with how this like light beam turned out, because I, you know, marked it out and did lighter colours within where the light would be shining. I need to work a bit more on my bokeh technique, but that's okay. I'm still learning. But yeah, I feel like I did a pretty good job, and I'm really happy with how it came out. So yeah, Copic alcohol markers and white Arteza marker for some highlights. Then we have 50 Vacation Miniatures by Camellia Angelkova, and I haven't marked. That's probably because it's the title page. So I did this on camera in the video where I show you how I use Copic markers or alcohol markers as a base and then use pencil on top. I'll link to the video up there. And yeah, so I used my Copic markers, my Arteza pencils, my Artex pencils, my Arteza white marker, and some stickles, and a metallic Sharpie for that one. There we go. Nice and shimmery. And we're still going, friends. There's a few more. Also in the Facebook group, Colour With Us, Megan and I have started a whole book buddy colour for the members of the group. So if you would like to join in with us, feel free to head over and join the group. But this was our second month, so our second page. And this book is Magic Jars by Colouring Book Cafe. And the page that we coloured was this one here with the bees and the beehive inside the jar. I'm not sure I was quite as successful this month with the way I coloured the glass. I think I did better last month, but that's okay. I decided to do some different little pinky highlights on the leaves. Not sure why, just decided to. And I've used some dragonfly glaze on the bee's wings and on some parts of the clouds. Not sure if that's picking up. But yeah, that's just a really fun little book. And we will be going through doing different pages each month. Then another hashtag is Meg's Disney Mandala Challenge, where she chooses a different Disney character every month, and we take the colours from that character and colour any mandala we like. So the mandala I did was this one here for the character Ursula, and there is some metallic purple pen in there as well. So yeah, just again, I tried to choose something that felt a bit like Ursula, like these felt like tentacles to me. So yeah, there's that one. And then I also used this book for my AC Palette Challenge page for this month. This one here. So yeah, using the colours from the palette. And the palette just made me think of hot drinks like hot chocolate and chai and tea and coffee and like the art that is on top of coffees and things. So I coloured that page like that. Again, just with my Copic markers. Okay, 3 more, I think. Excuse me. Then we have Magical Chibis by Alexandra Franzese. And this page I coloured with pencil, which was a challenge, as part of a challenge, for the colouring roulette challenge that Megan and Jody from JI Colorist and I have been doing. I will link up to the video for that. And we had a set, we had to colour a fairy. We weren't allowed to colour anything to look realistic. And we had to use coloured pencils, and the colours we had were lilac, lavender, blue, red, and brick red, I think, from memory. And this is how my page turned out. It's okay. I don't love it, but it's okay. And I used my Artex pencils for that. Then we have our Frogs and Friends colour along. So Megan and I co-host this colour along, and each month we choose a page out of Chris Ryniak's Frogs and Friends colouring book. And I will let you know that once this book is finished, we will be moving on to the second Frogs and Friends book. So if that interests you, make sure you keep an eye out for when we switch over. It'll only be in a couple of months. So this was the page we did in September. Very, very cute. I wanted to use some bright colours, just did some really soft wave lines in the background. My Copic markers, I used glossy accents for the bubbles and other various things, and also some metallic gel pens. So that's a whole lot of fun. And the page we are doing for September is this one. So feel free to join us and check out the my community tab or Instagram for the hashtag details, because I didn't make a video about it this month because I wasn't well. And the very last page for this month is out of Alexandra Franzese's Colour by Numbers Fairy Houses, because I wanted to give it a go. And I did it with acrylic paint pens, and it's this page here. Very cute little seat. I also used a metallic paint pen for the mushrooms, but I think it's a lot of fun. Just very simple. So that is it, my friends. They are all the pages I coloured this month. I actually didn't think I had coloured that much, but because I wasn't feeling well, I did actually sit and do a lot of colouring, simple colouring. Yeah, so that is it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed the video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. That would just totally make my day. And as always, feel free to let me know in the comments if you have any questions, or let me know which page is your favorite. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.